There was a guitar in the corner of Alan's apartment that hadn't been tuned in 3 years. He didn't think about it most days. He worked at a small logistics company, sorting numbers into other numbers, eating lunch at his desk because it felt easier than choosing a restaurant. He came home around 7. He microwaved something. He scrolled. He went to bed. The guitar sat where the previous tenant's coat rack had been, slightly tilted, dust on the strings. Sometimes, when he was brushing his teeth, he saw it in the mirror behind him. He always looked away first. That Sunday night, he lay in bed, staring at the ceiling fan. Tomorrow was Monday again. Nothing was wrong. Nothing was right either. There was just the small, quiet weight in his chest that he had learned to call normal. 2 weeks later, he drove home for his mother's birthday. She asked him, as she always did, to take some of his old boxes back to the city. He carried 3 of them down from his childhood bedroom. At 3 in the morning, unable to sleep, he opened one. Old textbooks, a broken Walkman, a folded school photograph, and underneath, a stack of comic books, a thin novel with a blue cover, the spine still uncracked. The receipt was tucked inside the front page. He had bought it when he was 16 and never opened it. He read it on a rainy Saturday, with a mug of tea going cold beside him. There was a shepherd in the book who kept having the same dream and kept telling himself it was nothing. He kept walking with his sheep. Alan put the book down on his chest and lay there for a long time. Then he stood up, walked to the moving box he had never unpacked, and pulled out a small black notebook. Inside were songs he had written when he was 19. He didn't add anything to them. He just sat with the notebook on the kitchen floor, reading his own handwriting like it belonged to someone he used to know. Later in the book, there was a man who ran a small crystal shop. He had wanted to travel somewhere holy his whole life and had never gone, because as long as he didn't go, the dream stayed perfect, and he could keep loving it from a distance. Alan thought about the man 2 desks over at work, the one who always said he was going to write his novel next year. Then he thought about his own guitar in the corner. He had been keeping it just out of tune enough that picking it up would feel embarrassing. That was the whole trick. That was how he had been protecting it. The next morning he walked to work slower than usual. He noticed a music repair shop on the corner he passed every day. He noticed a flyer taped to a lamppost for a Tuesday open mic at a bar he'd never been into. He noticed a man on the bus humming under his breath, something simple and unhurried. He didn't act on any of it. He just saw it. He realized he had been walking through his own street for 4 years with his eyes fixed somewhere past the end of it. That night, he pulled the moving box closer to the lamp and emptied it onto the rug. Underneath the notebook, he found a folded card from his sister, written 6 birthdays ago. It said she missed it when he used to play for them on Christmas Eve. He had forgotten. He held the card and the notebook in his lap and sat there until the radiator clicked off. The thing he had been waiting to find somewhere far away had been sitting under his bed since he moved in. The following Saturday, he tuned the guitar. It took him almost an hour, because he had forgotten how, and the low E string snapped on the first try, and he had to walk to the music repair shop on the corner. He bought 1 string. He came home. He tuned it again. He played 3 chords badly, and his fingertips were sore by the end of the second song, and he didn't record it, and he didn't tell anyone. The next Saturday, he played again. He didn't quit his job. He didn't move to another country. He didn't write a great album. He still ate dinner standing up sometimes, and he still scrolled too long before bed. But the guitar was tuned now, and he had stopped pretending he couldn't hear it.